faithfully convey value, and interpret great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, the book we're discussing is called The Startup of You. In the past, people would work at one company until retirement, with hardly any career changes. So many didn't consider planning their lifelong career path, but nowadays, our careers have become increasingly unstable. Certain crucial workplace relationships must be carefully considered. For example, your relationship with yourself. What's my competitive edge? Your relationship with the future. Should I change jobs? How should I manage relationships with others? The connection between your network and risk. Could I face layoff someday? This book guides you through these vital relationships to help plan your career. Author Reid Hoffman co founded PayPal, created LinkedIn, and is a top Silicon Valley angel investor. He's invested in over 100 startups, including Facebook, known as Silicon Valley's Connection King. He made Forbes' 2012 World's Most Powerful People list. Co-author Ben Casnocha contributed to Newsweek, appeared on CNN, and was named a top young entrepreneur by Businessweek. The Startup of You. After publication, it quickly became a best-selling career guide in the US. Recommended by half of Silicon Valley's elite, like VC Mark Andreessen, ex-Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, and Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey. In China, the edition features a foreword by Innovation Works chairman Kai-Fu Lee. This book shows how to navigate changing times, seize opportunities, and build your career. I'll now unpack the book's core ideas through 4 key questions. First, how to build your competitive advantage. Second, how to craft your career plan. Third, how to develop and maintain professional networks. Fourth, how to evaluate career risks. Let's start with the first question. How to build a competitive advantage. In today's society, whether it's attracting attractive partners, admission to top universities, or reliable job opportunities, anything valuable sparks competition. Only by having an advantage in competition can you possibly obtain what you desire. So, how do you discover your advantage? The book provides a method, assembling your competitive edge using 3 puzzle pieces. Specifically, what are these 3 pieces? They are your assets, your values, and market reality. First, let's discuss the puzzle piece of assets. Everyone's assets fall into 2 categories. Soft assets. The other category is hard assets. What are soft assets? The author states soft assets include your knowledge, skills, professional network, reputation, and personal brand. Though not directly convertible to cash, they play crucial roles in your career. For example, if your company gets an order from a rare language country and you're the only one who speaks it, your soft assets shine. So, what are hard assets? Um, Essentially tangible possessions like bank savings, real estate, or vehicles. Their value lies in letting you leave unsatisfactory jobs freely to seek new opportunities. Imagine supporting yourself for 7 to 8 months without income. Doesn't that beat those living paycheck to paycheck? With hard assets as backup, you can pursue opportunities with future potential, even if currently low paying, or choose work you love, even if less profitable. Hard assets grant you more career choices than others. Having covered assets, the first puzzle piece, let's examine the second. What are your values? Do you want challenging work or a comfortable life? Once you've figured these out, you'll have a clearer understanding of your values. Finally, let's discuss the third puzzle piece, market reality. This refers to the supply and demand for your comprehensive skills in the marketplace. Sometimes, even with advanced skills and rich experience, if they don't meet market needs, they can't become your competitive advantage. Here, market means your boss, colleagues, clients. You must consider if your skills meet their needs. If not, you'll face difficulties because you offer them no value. Say you're great at video production, but the company you're interviewing with urgently needs a copywriter, then your strength loses value. So you must understand the market reality, what's needed, the supply-demand balance, and future skill requirements. These three puzzle pieces aren't independent, they interact. Only by effectively combining them can you leverage your competitive advantage. For example, having just the first piece, a skill you value, doesn't guarantee advantage since no one may pay for it. Even if someone pays, others might do the same job cheaper or better, making them hire someone else. If you only have the second piece, doing only what interests you, that won't automatically bring career success. Even with more passion than others, what happens if your abilities fall short? Lastly, having only the third piece, blindly following market trends, isn't viable either. A pediatrician shortage in hospitals means the market needs qualified pediatricians. But that doesn't mean you should become one, regardless of demand, unless your interests and strengths align, or you won't be most competitive. So, when evaluating these three pieces, we must consider them comprehensively. Moreover, these puzzle pieces constantly change shape and size over time, so we must regularly reassess, especially at career turning points, to reassemble these puzzle pieces and rebuild our competitive edge in the market. Next, let's examine the second question: how to create a career plan. Unlike the past, we shouldn't wait until unemployed or unhappy to seek alternatives. Instead, always target new opportunities and pivot swiftly. As the author puts it, this means maintaining multiple ABZ plans simultaneously. So, what exactly is an ABZ plan? And what do these three letters represent? The author explains. Plan A is your current work, designed to leverage your competitive advantage. Plan B is a new alternative. When you discover a more promising opportunity, shift your focus to it. Once pivoted to Plan B, commit to making it your new Plan A. Plan Z is your fallback, a lifeboat and ultimate safety net. With Plan Z, you understand your acceptable failure threshold. For instance, someone choosing entrepreneurship after corporate years can set an exit strategy. Say if the startup shows no promise after years, returning to corporate becomes a viable Plan Z. In today's changing world, regardless of age, careers have no clear start, middle, or end. You must constantly plan and adapt. The author demonstrates ABC planning through his own journey. He mentions frequently facing career crossroads himself. After leaving academia, his plan A was entering the computer industry. Through a friend's referral, he secured a job at Apple. Initially, he focused purely on software development. Soon realizing product or market fit was key to product management, he transitioned into that role. This became his plan A. It was this role that first awakened his Silicon Valley instincts. After 2 years at Apple, he joined Fujitsu in Silicon Valley, handling management and business development. This remained his plan A. Later, he shifted focus to a related business field and launched his own company, his Plan B. In 1997, he executed Plan B. After leaving Fujitsu, he co-founded his first company, SocialNet, an online dating site. Creating SocialNet then became his new Plan A. Whenever Plan A changed, a new Plan B emerged. His new Plan B was joining PayPal full-time as executive vice president. Then, in 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. Throughout these adjustments, he maintained Plan Z. This meant if he failed, he'd temporarily live in a house his father prepared, then find another job to support himself. As mentioned, ABZ plans constantly evolve. But how to decide the adjustment direction? The book suggests pivoting to related fields rather than completely unrelated ones. For instance, media professionals might transition to corporate PR or become independent content creators. So, how to initiate Plan B? The author recommends starting part-time as the best approach. Say you want to open an early education center. Gain experience by working part-time at existing centers. This also tests Plan B's viability. Remember, wanting to do something differs greatly from actually doing it. After discussing ABC planning, a new question arises. How far ahead should we plan? The author advises planning just 2 steps ahead. For example, to rise from staff to department head. Step 1, build relationships with key influencers before requesting promotion. Step 2, learn management skills. Focus only on these next steps since environments change rapidly. Additionally, prioritize learning opportunities when crafting career plans. Ask, which plan offers the most learning? Which accelerates my growth fastest? The author emphasizes we must invest in ourselves, both money and time, to maximize career potential. Only by enhancing your soft skills can you outperform competitors in similar situations. Any skill might unexpectedly become your competitive advantage in future workplaces. Whether climbing corporate ladders, founding companies, or switching fields, craft a unique professional identity to transcend current roles. What does this mean? Don't let people define you by your company position. Establish your own identity, like entrepreneur, product strategist, or content creator. Finally, to build this professional identity, the author suggests creating a personal blog or public account to share viewpoints and showcase non-work projects. This creates an identity that survives job or industry changes. You become yourself rather than just a company employee, potentially launching a new career phase. That covers the second key question, how to create career plans. Now, let's explore the third question, how to build and maintain professional networks. Success requires either building or joining a team. Solo paths lead nowhere. Even brilliant individuals lose to well-coordinated teams. Countless examples prove this. Entrepreneurs need employees. Athletes require coaches. Directors depend on producers and actors, making professional connections vital. So, how to build strong professional relationships? The author categorizes workplace relationships into three types: strong ties, alliances, and weak ties. Strong ties are your frequent contacts, those you know best. For instance, colleagues and family. Alliances are those sharing common interests with you. For example, your clients, suppliers, business partners, etc. Weak ties are those friendly but infrequent contacts, what we call acquaintances, like old classmates, former colleagues, conference attendees, or interesting people you meet. Among these three types, the author argues truly valuable connections aren't strong ties but weak ties, because weak ties bridge different social circles, providing useful external information. The book suggests networking success depends not on which circle you join, but how many outsiders you reach. In 2010, three American researchers conducted a study to test this theory. They analyzed nearly all UK phone records from August 2005. These records covered 90% of UK mobiles and over 99% of landlines at the time, thus forming a visible social network. Comparing call patterns with economic rankings across 30,000 plus neighborhoods yielded striking results. Wealthier residents showed significantly more diverse connections, proving weak ties' importance. Additionally, building genuine relationships requires two things. First, seeing things from others' perspectives. Second, focusing on how to help or collaborate, not what you can gain from them. Take negotiations, common in our work. The research shows top negotiators spend more time considering the other party's interests rather than pushing self-interest aggressively. Okay, that covers building workplace relationships. Now let's examine maintaining workplace relationships. The book offers a vivid metaphor for networks. Networks are living, breathing organisms. Nurture them with care and nutrients, and they'll grow. If you ignore them, they'll wither away. The book outlines 4 methods for maintaining professional relationships. First method, initiate a long-term give and take process. Simply put, I help you, you owe me a favor. Second method, become others' bridge by connecting them to inaccessible contacts. For example, introducing your doctor friend to an ill acquaintance makes you immensely helpful. Third method, maintain contact with network connections, becoming their most recent contact. Many think staying connected is extremely hard, but it's not. The author states connection requires genuine desire plus proper management and proactive action. Just focus on key principles here. When reaching out, don't assume you're bothering them. Often, others want to stay connected too. Sharing a meal beats dozens of emails for maintaining connections. The author also suggests leveraging social media to build professional identity, like regularly updating status on Weibo or WeChat. Even non-repliers follow your updates. Fourth method, establish a networking fund. For passive people, this fund budgets time and money for connections, eliminating excuses or the solid network. Learn to spot career opportunities within it. Many successful people credit luck and opportunities. Actually, opportunities emerge from ongoing work or developing ideas. The more you try, the sharper your intuition becomes at seizing timely career opportunities. First, cultivate an entrepreneur's relentless curiosity. Because when problems arise, entrepreneurs don't complain first. They question why. For instance, if your company hasn't given raises for years, complaining won't help. You should analyze, is it due to weak skills, industry decline? What are better solutions? If it's your skills, quickly upgrade your soft assets. If it's the industry, consider changing jobs. Can I profit from this shift? Transition to more challenging or higher paying work. Second, embrace serendipity. Many ventures succeed through iterative goal refinement, like Alibaba. Started with Taobao, created Alipay for payments, then Kania Logistics for deliveries. That concludes the book's second question on career planning. Now, let's address the third question: how to build and maintain professional networks. Success requires building or joining teams. Solo paths lead nowhere. Even brilliant individuals lose to well-coordinated teams. Countless examples prove this. Entrepreneurs need employees. Athletes require coaches. Directors depend on producers and actors. So, how to build strong professional relationships? The author categorizes workplace relationships into three types: strong ties, alliances, and weak ties. Strong ties are your frequent contacts, those you know best, like colleagues and family. Alliances share common interests with you. For example, clients, suppliers, or business partners. Weak ties are friendly but infrequent contacts, what we call acquaintances, like old classmates, former colleagues, conference attendees, or interesting strangers. Among these three workplace relationships, the author argues the truly valuable ones aren't frequent strong ties, but weak ties. Weak ties bridge different social circles, providing valuable external information. The book suggests networking success lies not in which circle you join, but how many outsiders you reach. In 2010, three American researchers conducted a study to test this theory. They analyzed nearly all UK phone records from August 2005. These records covered 90% of UK mobiles and over 99% of landlines at the time, thus forming a visible social network map, comparing call patterns with economic rankings across 30,000 plus neighborhoods yielded striking results. Wealthier residents showed significantly more diverse connections, proving weak ties' importance. Additionally, building genuine relationships requires two things. First, seeing things from others' perspectives. Second, focusing on how to help or collaborate, not what you can gain from them. Take workplace negotiations as an example. The research shows top negotiators spend more time securing benefits for the other party rather than pushing self-interest aggressively. Okay, that covers building workplace relationships. Now let's examine maintaining professional relationships. The book offers a vivid metaphor for networks. Networks are living organisms that need feeding. Provide nutrients and care, and they'll grow. Neglect them, and they'll wither away. The book outlines 4 relationship maintenance methods. First method, initiate a long-term give and take process. Simply put, I help you, you owe me a favor. Second method, become others' bridge by connecting them to inaccessible contacts. For example, if a friend falls ill and you introduce your doctor friend to them, you become immensely helpful. The third method is maintaining contact with network connections, becoming their most recent contact. Many think staying connected is extremely difficult, but it's actually not. The author states connection requires genuine desire plus proper management and proactive action. So just focus on key principles here. When reaching out, don't assume you're bothering them. Often, others want to stay connected too. Sharing a meal beats dozens of emails for maintaining connections. The author also suggests leveraging social media to build professional identity, like regularly updating status on Weibo or WeChat. Even non-repliers follow your updates. Fourth method, establish a networking fund. For passive people, this fund budgets time and money for connections, eliminating excuses. With a solid network, learn to spot career opportunities within it. Many successful people credit luck and opportunities. Actually, opportunities emerge from ongoing work or developing ideas. The more you try, the sharper your intuition becomes at seizing timely career opportunities. First, cultivate an entrepreneur's relentless curiosity. Because when problems arise, entrepreneurs question why rather than complain. For instance, complaining won't help if your company hasn't given raises for years. Analyze, is it due to weak skills, industry decline? What are better solutions? If it's your professional skills, quickly upgrade your soft assets. If it's the industry, consider job changes. Can I profit from this shift? Transition to more challenging or higher paying work. Second, embrace serendipity. Many ventures succeed through iterative goal refinement, like Alibaba. Started with Taobao, created Alipay for payments, then Kenya Logistics for deliveries. So stay alert at work. Only then can you spot and seize opportunities. Connect with your network. Seeking opportunities means seeking people. Those with great ideas cluster together. By building relationships in these circles, you gain first mover advantage. The author cites Joseph Priestley attending Benjamin Franklin's London Whig Club in 1765. This club was hosted by Franklin. At these gatherings, Franklin and elites discussed science, theology, and politics. Joseph attended seeking feedback. He expected expert opinions but gained far more. Franklin's circle granted him library access and manuscript reviews. Joseph's scientific aspirations flourished through this elite network. Later discovering oxygen, he became famous, showing network impact. We'll conclude networking here. Finally, the fourth question, how to evaluate career risks. The author outlines 3 career risk scenarios. First scenario, if facing immediate risks like layoffs, pay cuts, or demotions, what to do? The author's advice is, first we need to remind ourselves that your situation isn't as bad as imagined. Why is that? Because from human evolution, to survive, we've become accustomed to overestimating risks. So you should tell yourself the situation isn't as bad as it seems. Calm down first, then find suitable ways to handle the risk. The second scenario is when facing a potential opportunity, should you make a change in your career, whether switching departments or changing jobs, both come with risks. At this point, ask yourself, if you pursue this opportunity and the worst happens, would you still persist? If the worst case means losing reputation and severe financial damage, then absolutely don't take that risk. If it just wastes a bit of time or loses a little money, then the risk is manageable and you should go for it. So the third scenario is if you realize you've made a mistake in your career, like choosing the wrong path, joining the wrong company or department, what should you do then? The author believes at this point, see if you can easily change your original decision or quickly switch to plan B or plan Z. If it's not easy to change your initial decision and you can't use plan B or Z to replace it, then your current career has significant risks that need careful handling. In one's career, the author thinks the biggest and best opportunities always contain a lot of uncertainty. We shouldn't let uncertainties mislead us nor overestimate them. For example, a job might have higher value in 5 years than now, so you should bravely take on the risks involved. For instance, a fast-growing startup offers you stock options to join. If you think the salary is too low, startups are risky, and it seems unreliable, you might miss out on the next Alibaba. Warren Buffett said, "Be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy." And as the old Chinese saying goes, seek wealth and honor amidst danger. People with entrepreneurial spirit often pursue what others mistakenly see as risks or impossibilities. All right, we've covered the key insights from the startup of you. Let's briefly recap. First, we discussed using 3 puzzle pieces to build your competitive edge. These pieces are your assets, your values, and market reality. Second, we explored career planning with the new concept of ABZ plans. To thrive in uncertain times, you need multiple concurrent ABZ plans. Then we addressed building and maintaining professional relationships. So, networking depends on 2 principles: seeing others' perspectives and focusing on mutual help. We should strengthen weak ties like former classmates and colleagues to widen our networks. Finally, we outlined 3 scenarios for identifying career risks. We must neither ignore risks nor avoid opportunities disguised as risks. All right, the startup of you, that's our interpretation. Find reading notes below the audio. Until tomorrow,